I will never, ever be rounding up for charity. They can suck all the dicks, and here's why.
Hard Rock Lunchbox.
What is up, everybody? It is time for another Thursday edition of the Hard Rock Lunchbox. Yeah. We made it. We made it a whole other week. No one is probably more surprised than I, to be perfectly honest. It's been one hell of a week here, at least for me personally. I hope your week was better than mine. I would also argue that it would probably take very little to have your week be better than mine, but here's hoping anyway. It's nice to see the regular crew all lined up here in the chat. You can join the conversation at 99WNRR.com. Hop up in the chat. I will tell you, the chat can be fairly aggressive, so it is recommended that you do not feed the chat. That's a bad idea. If you're a fan of the top 20, in about, 2 weeks, about 2 weeks from now, you will see that I have reset the set of the top 20. I have put the microphone back on the right side. I have put the lighting back up on the left side, and the camera is still in front of me, and I am still not doing a two-camera shoot because that was just way too much work. So I'm not doing that. I will tell you, and this is kind of a spoiler, it does not it does not help me in my quest to be less of a bag of crap, unfortunately. But I am working on other means. I am trying a new lifestyle plan that I will talk about once I see how it actually starts going. But I am trying up some new stuff because I need to make a change, and I assume this is something that happens to a lot of people because words like plateau and other words come to mind. Just when people just sort of get stuck and they need to make kind of a major, I want to say life change, but that sounds like, moving and going living with bears, which I'm not doing currently, but it's not off the table. But yeah, I have to do something because this is getting bad. I'm actually just, it's hard to be alive a lot of times every day with some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. So I'm going to try and stop dealing with that because that seems like a good idea. In other news, I have had such a week. I have had such a horrible week so far. I cannot even put into words how many things have gone wrong so far this week. And I am trying very hard to not focus on that negative energy because I am really good. You know how lightning rods are really good and conducive for electricity? I am really good at being conducive to negative energy. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's just my perspective and patterns and just seeing all stuff, but I have had periods in my life where I have cyclonically just pulled in bad stuff, and I am in the middle of one of those right now. In pretty much every facet of my professional and musical career, there's some of that going on. It is just bananas how much, and I'm trying to just stop it. I'm at the point where I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm just trying to stop it. so nothing else bad happens. I'm really trying to do that, but it's every single day, and stuff and insignificant stuff. There was a tour that we were up for, band-wise, that I had basically all but written off because 2020, 2021, COVID and stuff like that. And I basically just got the notice this morning, just before I got here, hey, if you're receiving this, you have not been selected for the first consideration, but don't worry. We might get around to you losers eventually. And I'm just man, I didn't even need that because I had already written it off in my head, and yet somehow I was able to pull that in. Somebody had to write that and send it. So I'm at a place where I'm just trying to stop. You know, like when they say, like, when sailboats are in a storm, like, your best bet is just pull down the sails and just bob like a cork. I am literally just trying to do that so that nothing else goes wrong. But I've been busy dealing with a lot of this stuff, so I have not had much of a social media presence kind of at all. So, or YouTube, like I don't even know, honestly, what Jimmy and Mike's Bacon is My Podcast episode is. I guess I can look it up right now. But, you know, to be perfectly honest, I don't even know what my top 20 is this week, so I could look that up too. It's nice when I'm actually doing my homework here at the show, so that's good. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, the top 20 for me, I saw myself on video. I saw my fat body on video, and that messed me up. Let's see what's up with... see how easy it is to go to Strangerhood TV? Like, I'm already at Strangerhood TV. Let's see. Oh, they're hanging with... is this the one? They're hanging with Steph from City of the Week. You can check that out. That's Steph with an F. And you can check that out at Strangerhood TV. And, of course, The Rise Behind the Music with that Waterbury's documentary is there, too. And I don't know. I'm sure there's other stuff going on in other parts of the internet, but we'll have to skip that this week because I have no idea what any of it is, and I apologize. Basically, Teach, I am unprepared for class today, and that is 100% on me. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm definitely in some sort of a mood, so I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. I had an idea. So, like, I have this one thing that I want to talk about, but I really, like, it's an ongoing thing. Like, it's things that just kind of annoy me about people, and, you know, I have a lot of personal attachment to some particular aspects of this, so it'll probably take a lot out of me. What is going on over here? All right, never mind. Got it. I fixed it. Don't worry. But when I did log in, for me to log in and do the show, I have to I log into Facebook so that it automatically logs me into 99 WNRR for the chat. I don't know why that is. I could probably just go in as a guest. But to be perfectly honest, the guest thing is something that the chat does, and then I try and spend the entire show trying to figure out who people are. But usually after 2 or 3 obnoxious comments, I can kind of figure it out. Except for G, because G logs in as herself. And Donna gets in as herself. But I can usually check this out. But so I have that to talk about. But so I logged in, and the very first thing that popped up is a meme that really just... Yeah, you know what? We should talk about that. It's a meme. My buddy Robbie from Va Va Voom. If you have not heard of Robbie or Va Va Voom, I guess you haven't been on social media every minute of every day for the last year and a half. Robbie is in Va Va Voom, and Robbie is in Va Va Voom like people are vegans tell you about being in vegans. And there's nothing wrong with it, because I am super jealous of anyone that promotes that hard. I'm not very good at it anymore. I'm definitely getting too old. And it's probably less old and more tired, but Robbie is like just I don't want to say he's like a promotional machine, but he's always on. He's always talking about his band, which is like 100% what you should be doing, like all of the time. So for that, he gets this. But he's got a meme up today that really kind of encompasses a lot of what's going wrong in the political and the socio-political landscape. This is not a political statement. It's socio-political. I have argued all the time that the reason people vote the way they vote is because they've been told or convinced to vote certain ways. And the way people believe things they believe is because they've been told over and over to believe certain things. There's like a famous expression that, you know, if you tell a lie 1,000 times, it becomes true. And that's what that refers to. And I just want to point out, before I just read this meme, which is really kind of on point, and maybe we'll just talk about it, that if you think for 1 minute that people with power, that most, I'm going to say like 99.5% when I say people with power. So people with power, if you think that people with power and people with money and people with influence and, you know, people with position and station have any interest in giving that up for your benefit, you are mistaken, and you need to understand and maybe take a very basic class on socioeconomics or just basic humanities, honestly. Historically, people do not abdicate their power or their wealth voluntarily. They just don't. They fight like hell to cling on to it. That is why we have career politicians. Like, when this country was started, like, they made Washington come back to be president. Like, they made him do it. And they guilt-tripped him into doing it by basically saying, like, well, maybe we'll just get a king back. And he was like, my ass, you will. And he went back to Washington, or not even, was it Washington? I don't think it was Washington at the time. Might have been Philadelphia. In order to run the country. They tried to make Washington king. They tried to make him a king. And he was like, dude, what did we just fight for? So, thank God for somebody like him. But they, back then, understood that serving the country was a duty. It was not glamorous. That was not highly paid. I mean, yeah, there was some power and some influence, but these were, like, real, like, that's as close as we're ever going to get to, like, you know, the public baths of, like, Athens and stuff, where great ideas were discussed and tossed around. Like, that America is gone, right? They understood that it was people's duty, and they had to force people to be in government. That's not the case now. People spend millions, approaching billions, to try and be in charge of this government. And why do you do that? Why do you want to be a senator? Why do you want to be Mitch McConnell, Republican senator from Kentucky? Why do you want to do that? Because he's one of the most powerful people on earth, and he is never going to give that up. And that is a fact. He's not going to give that up willingly unless a better offer comes along or he dies. And I can hope all day long for the latter. It's not going to make it happen anytime sooner. So let's just have that one base. Let's all agree on that basis, that people with power, with money, with station, with influence have no interest in giving that up for your benefit. You could die in the street for all they care. They could feel bad, and they might make some attempts to help you out through, like, philanthropy or charity. But my take on philanthropy from the big ones like Bezos and Gates, my take on philanthropy is like, dude, if you have that much money to be philanthropic about it, then you are overcharging all of the rest of us, because that money has come from us. Like, I would much rather be philanthropic. I have charities that I believe in. I have groups and deserving peoples and folks that I truly believe are deserving of help. And like, I had wanted years ago, years ago I was really big into meditation. I had a meditation class that I used to go to weekly. Like, my teacher was a Buddhist monk, and he was a meditator. He was also, you know, a foul-mouthed biker, and he was just perfect for me. And I believe to a degree that meditation helped save my life. Certainly at that time, it has certainly saved other people's lives for sure. And one of the takeaways I had from that is that I wanted to start a group with basically my friends and peers that were musicians. I wanted to be able to start something that we could just go and meditate like once a week, and we would just do that, and we would just talk, and we would bang it out in an hour. But it was just like, I wanted to do that. But in order to be able to do something like that, you would need to secure a space, and that would cost money, and you could do donations. But the people I were trying to reach are people don't really have that kind of money. That is something that I believed in. I believe that I know for a fact that I could improve the quality of people's lives, people that I care about, tomorrow by doing something like that. That's something that I would invest in. I would invest my money, my time in. But I can't, because I've given all my goddamn money to Amazon and Microsoft and basically everybody else that's more powerful and influential than I am. And that bothers me. It has always bothered me. don't give money away and make yourself look better, and you're doing it for a tax write-off anyway. But don't give money and try and make me feel like, oh, Microsoft is doing such good things. They're giving malaria nets to the rest of the world. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know, you live where mosquitoes are? Move. Like, that's something I would consider. But I don't like the fact that I have to pay whatever hell I have to pay every time I get Microsoft Office or whatever, and that he has enough money then to just, you know, go save his cause. Like, that's not my cause. I would much rather spend money on, you know, the mental health of people in New York City. That's something that's much closer to my heart. New York City is a goddamn mess right now, and it's because the mental health system has broken down. And now you have homelessness and rampant mental health issues, and picking that back up without just throwing everybody in jail, which is not the answer, by the way, for people with mental health, it's almost unfixable at this point. Like, there is no good way to do it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard choices, and it's going to be awful because we let something that was barely holding stuff together break. And as anybody that has ever tried to fix a dam with a hole in it, it's much harder than if you just had repaired it and shored it up in the first place, but nobody asked me. So anyway, what's this meme, you ask, that has pissed me off so much? It didn't really piss me off. What it did, it has actually done more than that. It's actually summed it up more than anything. So, and I think the reason it struck me is because I ordered something from Walmart. I ordered something from Walmart the other day, and I don't shop at Walmart often, but I do have a lot of trouble with. A lot of times I can only get certain things that I'm looking for from the big boys, and that's no phrasing, but sometimes I really have no choice. I can only get stuff through supply chains that are Amazon, that are Walmart, that are Best Buy. Like, or Target. I really have no interest. I mean, if I was to pick one, I think I would probably go with Target, because they're in my town. I don't have a Walmart here. I mean, I do south of me. I definitely don't have an Amazon here. You know, in fact, like, I'm in a fight with Amazon right now, and they don't even know it, but that's for another show. But so I bought something from Walmart, and at the end, we've all seen this. At the end, it was like, hey, do you want to round this up? It was going to be like 10 cents. Do you want to round this up for, I don't even remember what it was, some charity that I probably would have done. Like, maybe it's World Wildlife, or some eco, like one that I had heard of, one that I would probably donate to on my own if I had some extra money. And I literally thought about it for 3 seconds, and I was like, yeah, man, 10 cents. Like, who cares? The reality is, I donate money every year. I donate anywhere from like $50 to $500 every single year to either a group or a charity or some benefit that we like. Usually, if there's benefits around here on the island, like our own personal little groups, like I really do try and donate to those. I'm a little out of the loop on a lot of them, but I do try and donate to those as much as possible because I think it's important. Supporting the people around you is really important. So I donate money. So I'm not feeling all Ebenezer about this. Like, I don't have to donate just because they asked. But I was so tempted to do it because it was like 10 cents, and it was like, you know, I could just do this and bang this out. It's on my credit card. Like, honestly, I'm fortunate enough right now in this moment in time to not have 10 cents break the bank. But I thought about it, and I just was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I didn't really have a reason for why I didn't want to do it, but it was just stuck in the back of my head. And now that I've seen this meme that I've been talking about for almost 20 minutes without telling you what it says, I have now formally and officially formed my opinion on that, and I will never be doing that again. I will never, ever be rounding up for charity. They can suck all the dicks, and here's why. So it's a meme of this white girl, this white employee from Walmart. Looks very Nebraska/Kansas, possibly. Maybe even Western Jersey. I don't know. Nice, you know, what you think of when you think of something like Cracker Barrel. Pleasant, smiling, and she's facing a customer, also a white guy. Not that it has anything to do with it, but why leave it out? And here's what it says. Hello, sir. Would you like to have a donation to a local charity added to your bill today? And then at the bottom it says, so that Walmart can donate that money in their name and use it as a tax write-off while paying me minimum wage and treating me like crap. Yeah. To be fair, I have less of a problem with the while paying me minimum wage and treating me like crap. I am not wading into the minimum wage fight today. If you don't understand what that is and why it's important, that's on you. And also, if you're one of those people that think, like, well, if the minimum wage goes up, then costs are going up. I have news for you. Costs have gone up. That's why minimum wage needs to go up. But so that Walmart can donate that money in their name and use it as a tax write-off, that pissed me off immediately, and that has checked me out of that particular game. I am no longer interested in helping Walmart use any money to donate it in their name for a cause that they've pre-selected, whether I agree with it or not, and then write it off as a tax write-off. I don't get to write that off as a tax write-off. That 10 cents, that just comes right out of my credit card. I suppose if I really wanted to press my accountant, I could probably get it written off. But seriously, man, and how many people do that? How many people do that under the guise of being a good human being will just say, yeah, man, give him my extra 10 cents. Give him my extra 20 cents. I've done the Lord's work today. I've given money to a charity. How many people honestly think like that? How many of us, and I'm not excluding myself because I don't recall that I've ever done it or ever not done it, but how many of us have just taken the lazy way out and we've just, okay, well, I'm just going to round up for charity, and now I am a good human because I've done that thing, but you do absolutely nothing to make the world a better place or to make a better place for people in it. It is so easy to help people that are in need. It is so easy because they're in need. It's really just help them out. Like, donate food to food banks. Go help out at like a food pantry and stuff like that. You could do that. You can give blood. Give blood. People need blood. Like, that's real stuff. And I'm not even saying, like, yeah, man, go spend your Saturday and dish out like turkey on Thanksgiving weekend. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that don't excuse your lazy behavior for an actual charity. I understand if people need money, giving them money, it will help them out. That's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing the least bit and trying to somehow write that off as your good deed and your stairway up to heaven and all that other stuff. It takes a little bit more than that. And if you're going to take the lazy way out, I want you to understand that these big corporations of money, influence, station, and power have figured out how to rip you off and actually make something for themselves on the side. So not only are you in there being the consumer and being the product and everything they want you to be, you just handed them a tax write-off because you can't do something good for people on your own. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that ever. I don't want to do that ever again. And I am not calling for a boycott on that because, honestly, this is just some shit radio show with your very shitty radio show host. And I'm just telling you what's in my head today and what's in my heart generally. And I hope that made some sort of a difference. If it didn't, that's okay too, because I've got music for you. Let's do that. It's hard to go wrong with that. Although I can do it if I try. But here's some Rise Against, and I'll see you on the other side.